What is up, Endgame? It's Thursday night. There is football tonight. The Hall of Fame game. Yeah, we're not going to see any of the starters, but it's cool that football is here. And it's also draft season, right? It is draft season for fantasy football. A lot of drafts getting underway. We're over here mock drafting. Let's see if anybody wants to join me, and let's make sure everybody's here. Green, 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 green. I think I saw them green, green. Let's see. He's green. All right, let's make sure Flash. And then that's not his name. What's his name? Make sure everybody's ready. He's on. Okay, cool. So we're just make sure that Flashy Go is ready here. We got Pierre, we got Nate, what's up? We got Keith. Wow, we got everybody tonight. Who else is in here? We got Jeremy. What's up, Jeremy?
What's up, man? Just checking in, making sure no one didn't not show up.
All right, well, Flashy Go just went green. I think I saw Buster Boom. Let me just make sure.
Jeremy's ready for the big game tonight.
Yeah, your Jaguars tonight. That's right.
Yeah, I am, but I wouldn't call it a big game.
Look, this is technically the beginning of the post-urban era, so it's kind of it's like turning the page on a horror novel. The next chapter.
That's true.
It's like the last chapter of a horror book.
Hopefully.
Yeah, for Jaguars fans.
Or it's the sequel that nobody wants.
Yeah, there you go. Could be that.
I thought I saw Buster Boom green a bit ago, but let's just make sure everybody else is green. Make sure. I thought I saw him, but I don't want to start the draft and have to pause.
Did you see the list that just came out of all the players that are not playing for the Jaguars tonight?
I did. It's like everybody.
Yeah, it's the whole team.
Oh, man, I need to check the list. I entered the Degenerates DraftKings thing that somebody sent out, so
I entered it.
Keep enough.
Yeah, that's in the anyone who wants in. We got a DraftKings going. It's in the Discord under the general channel.
Where's the list of active for tonight?
I can post the list of inactive.
I think Adam Schefter posted it.
Okay. I think I picked mostly.
Buster Boom is green, so
anyways.
let's go. All right, here we go. Everybody's green. Everybody's ready. Here we go. Some new sound effects? Was that some new sound effects? What was that?
I turned my sound off. All right, now we know it's an endgame draft. We got JJ number 1 overall. That's how it should be.
That's Bus for like the 5th straight week with the number 1 pick. Do I do it? Dang it. All right, let's go.
Cup now because Stafford's toast. So
I am not at all worried about Stafford. Not at all worried about Stafford.
Nice. I like that, Bus. He's going Michael Thomas route. Wouldn't even take Cup with the last pick in the draft. Look, it's all or nothing. Like either he's your first rounder or he's just off your list. There is no in between.
Yeah. No in between.
All right, I'll go Henry at the 8th. That's good value.
Man. Herbie loves him some Dalvin Cook.
All right. Well, I feel better. I don't think I picked any of these Jags players that are out for tonight.
Here's an end game discussion. Diggs or Chase? Definitely Chase for me. I mean, I say definitely. I have Diggs right after Chase, but Chase to me has such a higher ceiling, especially week to week. Like he can win you 3 or 4 matchups this season. Like Diggs is not going to win you a matchup. He's going to be fine. He won't like probably lose you matchups, but Chase will win you matchups.
Yeah, Diggs, like, he's almost, for a first rounder, he's almost too safe. You know what I mean? I mean, he doesn't have as many huge breakout games like Devontae Adams. Even in Vegas, he could still do that. Lamb, even CeeDee Lamb, we know he's going to get a ton of targets. So
I like Diggs when you get him in the turn like that, like the Adams Diggs start. That's when I really like Diggs.
Yeah, if Adams goes before him, that's fine.
And when you get Diggs like at the turn there or early second, that's where I think he's really good. Akers or Barkley, easily Barkley for me. You guys watch. Preseason, people are going to be like, oh, Barkley's healthy again. And his ADP is it's already going way up, but it's going to go way up.
Yeah. even I have to admit, that's easily Barkley over Akers.
I think Diggs could probably hit 3K this year, but I mean, it's maybe like 48% chance that he hits 2K. So I'm not really willing to take that risk, like. I wonder who Gucci Mane 2006 is. Any guesses? Anybody have any guess who Gucci Mane 2006 might be? See, this is why I actually question if I should go Najee or Kupp at the 4, because it's like, where we at for running back or wide receivers? We got Adams, Diggs, Lamb, Evans all off the board.
Yeah, I know you probably go with whoever, assuming he's still there. You've gone with the last couple of drafts, last couple of videos we did, I know, because we're a little bit down on Debo. AJ Brown, it feels like he should be the guy there, but I don't know. He just I feel like he is a top 10 receiver, but then I feel like there's a lot of risk there, him being a top 10 receiver. I don't know. Doesn't make me feel as comfortable in the second round. Like, he was in the third round, no problem, but
yeah, I'm not very high on AJ Brown, to be honest. So need to keep one between Chubb, Barkley, or Lamb. I think if it's just like a straight keeper, I'd probably go Lamb.
Yeah, if it's a keeper league or dynasty, it's Lamb.
Man, see, this is.
Let's see if you're gonna take who I'm thinking. Well, it's a guy you've been taking.
It's gonna be the first wow of the draft.
First of many.
Ugh. I feel like this is too high for Debo and AJ Brown. All the good running. Oh, man, this is a terrible spot. Okay, fine.
There you go. I knew it. T. Higgins. That's who you've been going with. It's not a bad pick. I mean,
Zeke over Akers. I want to say Akers. If Akers didn't tear his Achilles, I would easily say Akers. I'm just a little nervous about Akers coming off that Achilles, but I'm like way off Zeke. I'm like way out on Zeke.
I'm gonna say you literally made a thumbnail that says Zeke is dust. So unless you're saying Akers
that's
is
my best
dust,
thumbnail ever too. It took me so long. You know how long it took me to learn how to make that dust effect. I have a whole new respect for the Infinity MCU people. That took me so long to learn how to make that, but.
Yeah, graphic design is no joke.
I mean, I still gotta go Akers over Zeke. Zeke is dust.
Yeah.
Zeke is like a 14 point guy, and that's it. He's just like a safe, not gonna do anything for you type of guy. At least Akers has the upside.
I'm not actually out on Zeke entirely this year. I think he's got to get more touches because that offense he's going to need to. So when they say it, even though it's Jerry Jones' mouth is coming out of when they say Zeke's got to be a big part of the offense, like I actually believe it because it's it's true. They need to make him a big part of the offense. So I think Zeke will be fine. We're not going to ever get vintage Zeke back, but I still take Akers upside.
I don't know. I really think this is the year that Tony Pollard outscores Zeke. Maybe not in the beginning of the season, but I think as the season goes on and push comes to shove and they need to start winning games and Zeke is out there getting 2 to 3 yards and, doing nothing, they're just going to have to say, okay, we just got to give Pollard the ball more. We just have to. Like, yeah, you're paying him a bunch of money. This is really the last year they have to pay him. After this, they don't have to pay him. They can pick up his option, but they don't have to. And I think, like, dude, he's bad. He's really bad. And he's been bad for 2 years, and people, like, and I made excuses for him last year. I said, oh, he had an off year, he'll bounce back, and he didn't bounce back, and he's definitely not going to bounce back now.
Yeah, I think Pollard is still going to have it. It's not. They're not going to have the same role. That's the thing. Pollard's not the same type of runner. Zeke's still going to be the early down guy, the goal line guy. Pollard's going to get their receptions out of the backfield, the change of pace guy. They're both going to, the snap share probably might not even be that different, but I think Zeke still gets more touches. I mean, I could look in full PPR. I could see Pollard outscoring him because you're right. He'll get those catches, so it is possible.
Zeke is literally just a touchdown dependent running back at this point in fantasy. 10K yard. I mean, yeah, Zeke will probably go to the Hall of Fame because he played for the Cowboys and he was great for many years. But I mean, the only thing he's going to be eating this year is freaking 3 yards in a cloud of dust. That's all he is.
Definitely dust. Lots of dust.
Yeah,
The dust won't be from the football field either. It'd be like little pieces of him, like evaporating.
Yes.
It's his essence will be like laid out on Cowboy Stadium. Like he's spreading his ashes prematurely. All right.
So weren't you the guy that wanted him over Hunter Henry last year, Chris?
Zeke over Hunter Henry?
Sorry, not Hunter Henry.
Derrick Henry?
Yeah.
Yes, because I did think Zeke, and in fairness, Zeke was better than Derrick Henry, so I guess I was technically right, although both were wrong. But I thought Zeke, I fell into the trap of like, okay, Zeke just had a down year. He'll be awesome. He's still Zeke. But it's like, no, he's not. He's dust. But people are still going for like another year. They're going to say, no, he'll bounce back. But no, I'm done now. He's dust. That's 2 years in a row he's been dust. He's not going to suddenly not be dust.
Yeah, there's a certain age where you stop being, bouncy.
Yeah, he's 27. He's pretty much has 2,000 career touches. Like, even look at Adrian Peterson. I think Adrian Peterson had like one decent year after he hit the 2,000 touch mark. He had like 1 year where he was good, but he's also Adrian Peterson. He's like one of the best running backs ever. It's just tough. And he also didn't have Tony Pollard there to, See, this is the thing. This is what people say. I get this all the time. He played injured last year. Okay, sure, but what about in 2020? What's his excuse for 2020? He averaged the same number of points. He was just as bad. What's the 2020 excuse?
It's Tony Romo's fault somehow.
And Tony Pollard wasn't as involved in 2020. Like, he was just finally starting to get kind of involved in 2020. He got more involved in 2021, and he's probably going to get more involved this year because as much as you're paying Zeke, when one guy is just way better than the other, sometimes you got to forget about the dollars you're spending and play the better guy. That's what I think is going to happen this year. It might not be right away, but I think eventually they're just going to have to say, okay, we got to go to Zeke. I will say this about Bus. Bus has like the best. Bus, you should be like a comic. Bus, you should be like a comic. You played bad in 2020 because COVID was new and he was nervous to catch it up. Oh, man. Bus always has the responses.
Hey, you never know. That's like MVS's excuse of not catching the football, right? Might have COVID on it.
Yeah. COVID on it.
See what's happening here, Chris. There was a right before my pick. Look at the blue. Look at the sea of blue. We have Allen Robinson, McLaurin, and Keenan Allen all going by the middle of the third round. So I had no choice but to take a running back that I never ever take. But Nick Chubb late in the third.
I was surprised you went Chubb over like Aaron Jones though. Actually,
Yeah, I think AJ Dillon is really cutting into Jones' work. I like Jones, but I think Chubb's probably scoring more, especially now that Deshaun Watson is never going to play football again.
here's a hot take for you guys. I think this is also the year AJ Dillon outscores Aaron Jones.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I'm not jumping on that bandwagon at all.
You're still
What,
on team
Dillon?
Aaron Jones?
Yeah.
I think Jones will kind of do what he did last year, which is still good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but you can get Dillon a couple of rounds later, and he's basically going to have about the same production. You might as well wait.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it because I filmed a short today about it. But from the time Aaron Jones came back from his injury to the basically week 17, because Aaron Jones didn't play in week 18, the target share between him and AJ Dillon was only 18 to the targets was only 18 to 11. And we know it, and AJ Dillon's probably going to get the majority of the goal line work and probably going to get at least half the carries, if not more. So I don't think Aaron Jones is going to get the receiving work people think he's going to get without Adams. And I talk about that too. We talked about it in Discord today. So I just think that'll be the day. I think it'll be close. I don't think like Dillon's going to crush Aaron Jones.
Yeah. I don't even think it'll be close, so that's where I guess I would disagree.
Yeah, that's fair. Pollard is good, but Jerry Jones likes his toys. He spent a lot of money on that toy. Can't have him sitting on the bench.
Boss is keeping receipts. Uh-oh. All right, well, Chris, it's your turn, but afterwards you have to respond to the thing that you already responded to on Twitter earlier, I think, about Aaron Jones when Devontae Adams is out.
Oh, okay. Man, these receivers. I guess I'm just gonna go with the guy who runs weird, the running back with the weird running gait. Write this down.
Well, at least he can't get injured tonight.
This is Danny though, so he's being funny.
Yeah,
like dude, without Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones is basically like better than prime Christian McCaffrey. So I don't know what I'm talking about. That must be crazy. Crazy. He's like better than CMC without Devontae Adams. Yep, Danny's coming in to troll. Bus isn't scared of drafting Kamara. Not scared.
Definitely not scared. Not scared to take the number 1 pick either.
Definitely not. I'd be scared to take the number 2. Yeah, I would definitely reconsider that. I don't know. You could probably. I think maybe Flock has a spot open. Seriously, I say it every time. I was saying it last year too. I don't care what people say. The end game drafts, the end game mock drafts are the hardest mock drafts. Like I don't know if you guys have seen like Pierre and I's recent videos where we're drafting against a sleeper AI. It's so much fun. It's like, oh, look at my team I'm putting. Like, look at this draft. I get all the players I want. I come in here, I get nobody I want. I'm drafting teams that I never like draft. I never draft teams like.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing. I don't recommend joining too many like expert leagues because then it's a lot harder to win. Draft against like the AI or teams that take like 2 quarterbacks before they draft a starting tight end or
Wow.
There you go.
That was a wow.
Overdue.
How do I get a wow for Darnell Mooney there?
You're just
London was
overdue.
higher. A lot higher.
I get a wow for Darnell. How does Drake London go at the 5'3" with no wow, but Darnell Mooney at the 5'4" is a wow? I was gonna take Elijah Moore was the other guy I was thinking of. Between him and
Maybe it
Elijah.
was like a wow, like, wow, I can't believe he fell so far. Great value, Chris. Maybe that was it. It was like a wow, great pick. We'll go with that.
I mean, let's be real. We're just out here guessing. Like, we just get right. We just like before we film every video, we just have like a bucket with every player in it. We're like, okay, these are our must draft wide receivers, and we just grab a name. Like, oh, okay, that works. That's how we do it. Actually, that's our secret. Yeah, what could go wrong? Could go wrong. That it was on video, and TMZ is just waiting. TMZ has that. TMZ has that video, and they're just waiting. As soon as TMZ is about to play the team with Alvin Kamara, boom, video is gonna drop. Right then, video will drop.
I don't know. I feel like in this day and age, if it's on video, it's getting out there.
Yeah, it's coming at some point.
immediately.
It's coming. Let's see. Team 7, Jamar Chase, Saquon. Okay, I can't argue that. Why do you guys like Jalen Waddle so much? Brees Hall, that's good. Gabe Davis, okay, fine, whatever. That's not a bad team, honestly. It's not a bad team.
That is a pretty good team. I will admit that.
I will say, why not like Marquise or Judy over Jalen Waddle, though?
Jalen Waddle would be elite if they got Tom Brady and Sean Payton like they wanted to.
It's going to turn out for the best, right? Sean Payton, he's washed up.
I was really into Jalen Waddle until they traded for Tyreek Hill, and now it's like, okay.
Just you wait. 1,000-yard for both coming this season.
I mean, okay, but 1,000 yards for Jalen Waddle, okay. He needs tons of catches. That's the problem.
It's all right. We will see.
I just think I like the upside of Marquise more, and if you want a more safer guy, I think Judy has more upside too.
I think Waddle's better in best ball, I think. Because he's going to have that really good game and just barely beat out some of the other receivers. Or he's just going to have a game where he blows up and you're going to be like, sweet. And then when he's really crap, you're going to have somebody else to replace him.
True.
I don't know. I feel like Waddle's the type of guy who will catch a ton of passes and just not do a lot with them. I mean, your explosive guys easily Tyreek Hill. He's the guy who's going to get a bunch of yards, touchdowns, but maybe not so many catches.
Well, yeah. One thing I'll say that's what Waddle did last year, right? He caught a bunch of passes, didn't get huge yardage, right? It was kind of like a Jarvis Landry kind of situation, except Waddle's faster. But this year is going to be a little different because they're going to get them both open in space more. He's going to actually have a chance to get some yak. So I think we'll see more big plays from him. The volume will go down a little bit, but they're going to try to use those guys like they use Debo in San Francisco. Get him behind the line of scrimmage, quick slants and things like that. So,
well, his yard after catch better go way up because he's not getting near the receptions he got last year.
It will. I think it will.
And so if it doesn't, then he's going to disappoint. And I don't think Waddle's bad. I think he's a good wide receiver. But yeah, Jarvis Landry is the perfect thing. Jarvis Landry is a good wide receiver, but the way he was used is just okay, he's got to catch a ton of passes. And if they hadn't gone out and traded for Tyreek Hill, he probably was going to catch a ton of passes and everything was going to be okay. But I just don't think there's they're not going to throw the ball 600 times. I don't think.
Maybe not 600, but the thing is that I don't think we're going to see Gesicki as the guy I'm fading. They're not going to throw it to him nearly as much. And they already said they're using him more as a blocker, and the way they scheme it.
Yeah, fading him for sure.
Yeah.
Weren't there rumors of him like wanting to get paid like a wide receiver because that's how he had been used so much before this year?
Well,
I
yeah,
think he wanted the franchise tag and he wanted a better deal, and I don't think he got it.
Yeah, now this is a contract year. They're going to bring him in and have him just block the whole time. He's going to be pissed.
Well, contract year for him. He's got the motivation. That doesn't mean they have to, to pump him up and give him a good season. That's just going to inflate his value. But they're going to let him walk anyways. I mean, he's a combine warrior. He's a guy who's got that crazy athleticism and all that. But he's been good, but not elite. He doesn't deserve to get paid like a wide receiver. That's for sure. So,
didn't they draft a kid last year that was supposed to be decent?
They got Hunter Long, and he's okay. I mean, he could be fine, but they were using like 3-4 tight ends. They had a lot of multiple tight end sets because they had more than one blocking because they needed it because their offensive line was terrible, and they were using guys like Adam Shaheen at the goal line. So that's another thing. Gesicki wasn't like the only option at tight end. They're mixing and matching. So yeah, Gesicki's like he'll have his moments once in a while, but he's never going to live up to the billing.
You sniped me on Amon-Ra there. Killing me. You know who loves him is Matt Harmon.
He does like him. Look, I'm not high on Amon-Ra St. Brown, but when you look at the other wide receivers there, and as my wide receiver 4, okay, fine. I'll take my chances. Yes, this is what I'm saying. He had 104 for 1,015. He averaged less than 10 yards per catch. And he had no other competition for targets. Like, who was his competition for targets last year? Devontae Parker, Mike Gesicki. He had no one else there to catch passes. Except
different situation, different offense, new head coach, better, not great, but better offensive line. Actually, some sort of running game because we actually have running backs besides Myles Gaskin. So it's gonna be a different offense and different situation. Look, Waddle, getting all the targets because he was the only guy there, but he's gonna get better quality of targets this year.
Well, maybe, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. I mean, we'll see. We'll see if it's enough to overcome that.
And look, I'm not saying he has top 10 upside. He doesn't, but you take it as your second receiver. I think that's fine.
I mean, again, it depends who you're taking him over. Me personally, I can't take him over those guys who I feel like just have way more week-to-week upside.
I would take him over Judy. Probably not over Marquise, assuming he.
What about Bateman? You taking him over
on
Bateman?
The field. We know Marquise is faster. Obviously, the speed is in his favor. So,
taking him over Bateman or Cooks?
I love Bateman. I don't think I would take Bateman over Waddle though.
What about Cooks?
Cooks? No, I take Waddle over Cooks.
Oh, interesting. Pretty sure I take both those guys over. Actually, I take all 4 of those guys over. I just feel like Waddle, he's gonna be like remember Golden Tate back in the day? Like you knew you were gonna get like your 14 fantasy points from Golden Tate, and if you happen to score a touchdown, great, you got like 20. But most weeks you got like your 14 fantasy points. Okay, no problem. Like you don't have to ever worry about him killing you. But I'm not taking that. I'm not taking that in the second or third round.
Gucci Mane is a wise Mane.
Clapping cheeks in here trying to soften you up for the grading.
Yeah. There you go. It worked.
Jalen Waddle talking up Tua. Like I'm getting a 10 out of 10.
He knows what works. Yeah, look, Golden Tate, no, you can't tell me Jalen Waddle isn't better than Golden Tate talent-wise, but also
Golden Tate was really good. Golden Tate was great in yard after the catch. He was great.
Yeah, but he wasn't really explosive.
I just realized Justin Herbert was the first QB drafted over Josh Allen, over Patrick Mahomes, over Lamar Jackson.
I mean, that's not a huge stretch or anything. I mean, obviously he's not going to run as much as some of those other quarterbacks, but
I think Allen's just he's on a different level than the other three guys.
Yeah. Okay, I don't even really like this tight end, and oh my gosh, you guys, why are you doing this to me? All right, fine. This is like a team I never draft, except for Najee, except for like Najee and Higgins. This is like a team I would never draft, but it's like, dang it, what am I supposed to do?
I was gonna ask. I was like, the ETN pick for you seems a little out of character.
Actually, I really like Etienne this year. I don't believe James Robinson's going to do anything. Snoop Connor, okay, yeah, he's nice. I grabbed him in the cut league because who knows, but come on. I think Etienne's going to have a nice year, assuming he stays healthy.
Apparently, they want to play Snoop a lot tonight, so we may get a good look at him.
Well, who else are they going to play? What other running backs do they have?
But you know the problem with it is, let's say he goes off tonight and does really well, everyone's gonna be like, well, it was against backups. He was supposed to do well.
Yeah, or they're gonna freak out and be like, "Oh, Snoop Connor." I don't
know. Are the Raiders
probably
sitting
get
everyone
behind this order
the way the Jags are?
I think I'd have Mahomes ahead of Herbert, but I don't have really any major issues with this order.
My only issue with this order is the playoffs.
The playoffs?
Yeah, for your championship league, if you have Lamar, it just never works out well.
Well, if he gets hurt, I guess.
I think the Chargers play the Rams in Week 17? I think that's the matchup for Herbert, so that's not good.
Yeah, Mahomes gets the Broncos, which ain't going to be good either.
That's not good. Who's Lamar?
It could be a shootout.
Those games typically aren't shootouts, and in the dead of winter, I can't imagine anybody going super, super hard.
That Denver defense is insane. Who does Lamar get in Week 17? If he's still playing. Where's Jimmy? I know Jimmy has all these matchups. Danny, you got all these matchups memorized? What about you, Gucci Mane? You got these matchups memorized? Who the Ravens play in Week 17?
I don't remember who the Ravens play. I actually have a lot of them memorized because I was writing up that whole thing, you know. But
Steelers? I'm fine with that.
Who is it?
Steelers.
They're decent. I mean, it's
a good defense.
I mean,
they're kind of one of those ones that like get turnovers and force like major big plays all the time, but you can still score on them.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
I'm not a shutdown defense.
Yeah, I wouldn't be worried about it.
That's my only thing. I wonder with Herbert, because the Chargers defense got a lot better this offseason. So I wonder if they won't have to pass as much because, you know, last year Herbert had to bail them out a lot of times, and they were, you know, kind of a mediocre team by year's end. But if they really are much better on defense, that might actually take a little bit out of his counting, you know, numbers. But we'll see. Does Julio just win the 8th round?
No. What? Who is this guy? Who is this guy? Is that Cheeks' burner? Is that Cheeks' Discord burner account?
Maybe.
Don't be surprised.
Gibson, Thielen, Lazard.
Lazard? Wait. Okay. Wait. My Darnell Mooney in the 5th got a wow, but his Lazard at the 6'2" didn't. What is?
It's only you. Only you.
Is Julio in the 8th didn't get a wow? Julio in the 8th round didn't get a wow? This is not right.
Julio's going to be the tight end 1 this year.
What?
I said Julio. He's going to be the tight end 1 this year. He's the new Gronk.
He's getting maybe the Titan, or maybe the Bucks tight end 1.
Man, I kind of like Claypool this year. Do you see all the reports about him working out of the slot? Because they have...
if he really plays in the slot, I'm going to like that a lot.
the matchups are going to be phenomenal, and he'll get peppered too, right? Like they're not.
Yeah,
I don't know if I want the guy that they have to push downfield. I don't know if I want as good as Pickens looks. Like I don't know those quarterbacks.
That's the thing is if it's Mason Rudolph or Trubisky throwing the targets his way, we might see a catch rate under 40%.
Gosh, every time my pick comes up, it's like so bad.
Buster Boone with the Call of Duty pick.
I'll get my guy, I guess.
Call of Duty. So if you have Kyler on your team this year, you can rename your team Modern Warfare or something like that. Air Raid, Modern Warfare Air Raid.
Well, I guess if you have them, the good thing is, I guess when like the Call of Duty tournament or something starts, you just drop them and pick up another quarterback. Is that how it works? You say, okay, I can't start Kyler Murray anymore. The Call of Duty tournament is going or whatever.
I mean, it's consistently every year that Kyler just does not end the year well, whether it be injury or whether or not he's up till 2, 3 in the morning playing COD all day.
Or both. I mean,
maybe that's what will happen this year. In week 16, he'll injure himself while playing Call of Duty. Like he'll like fracture his hand on the controller or something like that. Good question, Gucci Mane.
Who is the Lord of Blood?
That would be Moog, the Lord of Blood in Elden Ring.
Have you defeated them yet?
So, not quite. We're gonna get together at a later time. I am on the mountaintop of the Giants. I'm making progress. I'm just saving him for last, as a favor to him.
Man, it hurt me to take Ertz over Goddard, but
I'd 100% do that.
I love Goddard's talent. I think Goddard has the ability to be one of those very top tight ends in the league. I don't know how many targets are going to be going around in that offense, and there's some damn good pass catchers on there already. Like,
that's exactly my feelings on that. I think Goddard will do well, just with another team.
Goddard's tough for me because it's true. Like with they have those 3 guys, and you think, well, they can't. Like somebody put it out on Twitter today. Like one of them is going to disappoint at ADP, right? Like AJ Brown being maybe a 2nd-round pick, Devontae Smith 5th or whatever, and then Goddard. But they don't. I mean, who do they have beyond those guys? They're top 2 receivers, and then they have Goddard. Like, and then who else is there? It's like Quez Watkins and like the Jalen Reagor, and like there's nothing else. So I think they're going to get all pretty good target shares. I think Brown's the one who might disappoint because he's being drafted the highest. But I think Goddard.
Smith maybe
I wrote a whole thing on Goddard.
Honestly,
he's one of the best. Performance-wise, not just athletic, but also performance-wise, he was one of the best tight ends in the league last year. So, to me, he's probably least likely to disappoint. AJ Brown's guy. God damn, everybody's getting taken.
Why do I feel like that stat is not factual?
Ramondre going. I was really hoping he'd make it back, honestly.
He would not.
I thought about him over Rashad. I did think about him, but
what?
Doesn't this happen every? I feel like this happens every year of the Hall of Fame game. Like it's can't. Remember that year? Like the turf was like something was wrong with the turf, and they couldn't even like play the game.
Yeah, they had to postpone the game. I think, didn't they? Like,
I think they just never played it. Didn't they?
That was because that was. I think that was COVID. I think that was 2020.
Yeah, and Like I feel like the Hall of Game. Yeah,
It's cursed.
Look, my Jags aren't disappointing because, what's worse than the Jags playing? Them being delayed by the weather or them not playing.
This guy's going all troll. I'm calling.
oh jeez. Okay.
Not who I was thinking, but
Mark Ingram.
A little reachy.
A little bit.
yeah, because the guy's still on the board. I'm not going to say who it is, but I was not expecting Ingram. Okay, Pierce is actually good. Maybe not this early, but.
Oh man, I just realized I don't have a quarterback. But in this league, it's okay. I can wait. Not like in our mocks where they're taking 2-3 quarterbacks at a time.
Yeah, that's actually doing those mocks with the sleeper AI. It felt like my home league's drafts. Like, oh, this is like drafting against my home league. Grabbing 2 quarterbacks. It's like grab Josh Allen in the second, and then grab like
Tom Brady in the 7th.
Yeah, exactly. It's like why not? Why not? All right, the Rod Father. We got a Dynasty Keeper PPR League. Giving up Michael Pittman, Alec Pierce, and a 2023 second receive. Jerry Jeudy, Kareem Hunt, and 2023 first. I don't think I do that.
Kind of a wild coincidence. I was just on a boat called the Rod Father.
That is definitely a coincidence. I think
out in the Poconos.
So
I prefer Pittman over Jeudy by a lot.
Pittman over Jeudy by a lot in Dynasty?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know about a lot, but yeah, Pittman over Jeudy, but Hunt and a first for then Pierce in a second. I mean, Hunt is good for this year.
Yeah.
You might get a couple more out of him, but kind of dicey after next year.
Yeah.
I think if you're like a win now situation, maybe, and you need a running back, and you're getting the first, that's always good trade bait. But
yeah,
maybe see if you can get like because I don't know Dynasty Keeper. See if you can get another pick from him. Like if you got another like his 2020-24 first, or like the latest first round pick you can get from him. Maybe.
Well, and the thing too with Pittman and Pierce, you're talking about the Colts pass catchers. Matt Ryan is an upgrade this year, but how long is Matt Ryan going to keep going? You know what I mean? I mean, it's not like a young quarterback receiver duo. So,
wow.
There you go.
Damn it, Chris.
Is that who you're going to take?
Yep.
Apparently,
I was about to put him in my queue and disappeared.
Apparently, Sleeper thinks that was a reach.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Pierce. I do like Pierce. I think I mentioned him a few times. But he's not going to be a target hog. Definitely not. He's going to be the big play guy, but he'll get you your boom weeks.
My thing with Hunt is he's 27. So okay, maybe he's good this year. He probably will be good this year. Now you have a 28-year-old running back who's also a free agent. No guarantee he comes back to Cleveland. No guarantee he ends up anywhere good. I do like that 2023 first, of course. That's huge. That is huge. But I think, I don't know. I'll just gamble on the youth. I just like Pittman so much more than Jeudy. I'm just so high on Pittman. Like Pittman, if you've seen Pittman's reception perception, you know he checks every box of an elite fantasy stud for years to come. Like you probably have a top 10 wide receiver for the next 5 years plus. He's just that good. So
See, I feel like Chris is always down on the Browns running backs because you weren't big on.
No, I'm super high on Kareem Hunt this year. I'm always down on Nick Chubb because he's no good in fantasy. That's all. It's just Nick Chubb. I'm always high on Kareem Hunt. It's just Nick Chubb.
Yeah, you do. He takes a lot of Kareem Hunt in our drafts.
It's just Chubb.
Okay.
It's just Chubb. Chubb's just fine. Like he's not bad for me. He's just fine, right? He's like Chubb's that guy. Like, sorry, Pierre, you took him, but Chubb's that guy you take when you're like, no one else here really looks good. Okay, fine, I'll take Nick Chubb, right? Like that's who Nick Chubb is. That's who Nick Chubb is.
I usually don't. This is the first time in a long time I've taken Chubb because he usually goes earlier than that.
It's funny. Somebody commented because I did the short about Nick Chubb where I basically said like, yeah, he's not going to lose you your league, but he's never going to win it. And somebody was like, that's not true. Nick Chubb won me my championship last year. And I was like, you're right. Nick Chubb, I didn't say this, but I thought about it. I was like, Nick Chubb won me a championship too because my opponent had Nick Chubb in a 30-point lead and I had Deontay and Najee Harris ago. And thanks to Nick Chubb's 5-point whopper in week 17, I came back and won. So I was like, you're right. He did win me a championship. Nick Chubb did win me a championship. Maybe I should have more respect for Nick Chubb. Won me a fantasy championship.
This should get me a wow.
No, only I get one. I'm telling Sleeper only.
No, I don't mind that pick right there either.
It's not a bad pick. It's just
you could be the wide receiver too on that team. Honestly, like
what sucks? I keep seeing Tim Patrick's name and I keep wanting to draft him.
Do that.
Ooh.
I'm like, oh man, Tim Patrick's still on the board. Oh wait, never mind.
What sucks? I took a tight end early this time, and Dallas Goedert is still there, and it's like round 11. Like, what the hell? That never happens.
Is nobody drafting tight ends? What is going on? Why is Dallas Goedert still on the board? Did I miss something? Did Dallas Goedert get hurt
We've
today?
been over this. I don't believe in him, but
look who went before him. Far right.
Albert O.
Yeah,
That's part of the reason.
That's a little bit dangerous.
Hell, I might flex him out.
Yeah, that pick deserves a while. I don't even like that pick.
I'm not even sure Albert O is going to be the best tight end to own on that team.
Nah. They like the rookie Dulcich, and then who is it they're saying today? Eric Sobert or somebody was like running with the ones. It's like that's not a ringing endorsement for Albert O.
Honestly, at this point,
Wow,
you could draft Goddard as your second tight end, and he's probably more likely to take your flex spot than some of these people that are left.
I almost picked him right there, to be honest.
If he's still there, I'm taking him. Trade bait. You can never have too much trade bait in a mock.
He probably will be. Cheeks has Kittle.
Cordero Patterson was the guy I was thinking our troll was going to take.
Oh,
That's not trolly enough. Look, there you go.
why not?
Why not? Look, you can't tell me Goddard can't outproduce. Let's see who's on the board. Michael Gallup, MVS, Kenny Golladay,
You probably
Devontae
can.
Parker.
You probably can. Probably can outproduce all those guys.
Just straight up. I actually got in the habit because I'm also, besides Underdog, I play in FFPC leagues for best ball, and that's tight end premium. So I'm starting to do a lot of doubling up on tight ends early. Like I got Goddard and Hawkinson in rounds like 4 and 5 in one of them, and I did Pitts and Kittle in like rounds 2 and 3. It pays with a tight end premium. It definitely pays.
Yeah, I'm in a bunch of tight end premium dynasties, and when you can have that second guy, especially one of the top end guys like that, you're not only able to play him every week, you're also taking someone off the board for the rest of the league.
Exactly.
Does tight end premium usually run a flex spot as well, or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, so you flex them out. I've been in leagues, and I'm not saying I would do this or it works, but I've seen in some best ball leagues for FFPC, I've seen guys go their first 3 picks tight ends or wind up with 5 or 6 tight ends, and only like 5 or 6 receivers because they're just as valuable in the end. And there's a lot bigger fall off, drop off in talent from those top tight ends than a wide receiver. You can get receiver depth later, it's not that different, right? Like the wide receiver 40 is not that different from the wide receiver, 30. So, it's one way to approach it.
So the very first Dynasty League I did was like that. And I ended up drafting Kelce, Waller, and Kittle. That didn't really fare so well for me.
Well, this was last year?
Last year, yeah.
Well, yeah, Waller was
a big old bust. And Kittle was hurt a good amount of the year, too.
But if you had taken Andrews instead of
if I had taken Andrews,
that would have been totally different. So it wasn't a strategy so much as just, the one guy.
I don't think that's necessarily a hot take. I mean, we see rookie wide receivers every year take off in the second.
I feel like if they didn't re-sign Deontay, that'd be more likely, but
I think we need to give some attention to the fact that someone just took Derek Carr there before Tom Brady was off the board.
That's it.
You guys.
I do like that.
I honestly like that a lot.
I saw Brady sitting at the top there. That's why I held off on quarterback. I said, "Oh, wait, I'll get Carr later. I like him better anyway." And nope.
You can't.
I mean, look, think about it. I don't know if Carr will have as many pass attempts, but this season, I mean, you think of the options. Okay, you got Devontae Adams, Mike Evans. Pretty close, right? Like Adams maybe a slight edge. Then you got Godwin coming off the ACL, versus you got Waller there. You have Renfro versus Gage. The weapons aren't really that different now for those two teams. And
so
then,
Waller versus what? Cameron Brate?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. They don't have at tight end anymore. He doesn't have his safety blanket. Now they just lost their center for the season. So, I don't know.
Wow.
Every time.
In the AFC East, yeah. I mean, let's see. No, you're not. Let's see who.
Wait, is we the Jets? Is that what it is?
Yeah, Jets, Colts. Who's in the AFC East? Jets, Colts, Bills,
Patriots.
Patriots.
No, the East. No, the Colts aren't in it. It's Dolphins.
Colts,
Bills.
That's right, Dolphins. Dolphins probably have it, right? Dolphins, but
they'll find a way to mess it up.
I mean, the AFC East, I think, is kind of quietly one of the better divisions in football. Jets should be on the rise this year. Patriots, I mean, right now they're kind of in a mediocre phase right now, but they're never going to be bad under Belichick. Dolphins, obviously, very, very improved this year, and the Bills, an elite team.
It's true. Bus going Brady there, is that just to make a statement? Taking Brady as his second quarterback.
I mean, I don't know why this is, but I think I'm super high on Brady this year. Like, I think I have him ranked as like my 6th overall QB. I think he's gonna try and break some kind of record. I do think this is his last season or next year, and I'm like, I think he wants to go out with a bang. That's why they're signing all the receivers, and he's just gonna throw it a ton.
Yeah, they may need to start signing offensive line.
Yeah, no kidding. He'll still throw it a ton, I'm sure. I mean, he never doesn't. It's just you got to wonder about the quality receiver now. He doesn't have Gronk anymore, and Godwin's not going to be 100%. That's the only thing. He'll still be fine. Like he'll still probably be like the number 5 quarterback in fantasy. So. Chris, you got sniped on your handcuff.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about taking them. I like taking them.
Yeah, Haskins is starting to be one of my highest owned players in best ball.
I mean, why not? He's pretty much free. And
Yeah, I mean, every time it's the last round, and I mean, if I'm going to pick somebody who might have some value later on, I mean, he's the guy. I mean, there's Breida. He's kind of an undisputed handcuff of the Giants that nobody's taking, but he's also not all that good at football.
yeah, I'd probably rather have Haskins, because one thing we know about the Titans, like we saw it last year, is even when if Henry gets hurt, they're still gonna run the ball a ton. They don't care.
Yeah, and Haskins fits into Derrick Henry's style a lot. He's a big bruising back.
All right, can't believe the number one running back on the Chiefs fell to the last round, but there you go. League winner.
Camp hype right there. Camp hype.
I'm kind of cooling off on Ty Davis-Price, honestly. I keep hearing good things about Trey Sermon, and it doesn't make me want Trey Sermon, but it certainly doesn't make me want Ty Davis-Price either.
I know, but like
that's starting to make me like I want Eli Mitchell or no one else in that backfield.
Yeah,
because I feel like if Mitchell goes down, we're going to see a split.
Yeah, it's going to be a committee either way, right? But I think they're going to use Davis for what they brought him in for, the short yardage guy, the goal line guy. He'll still score a few touchdowns, but now I am starting to back off a little because now Jeff Wilson is, I guess, healthy. And then there's some other rookie they have. I can't remember who. Somebody I didn't even heard of, and he's showing out in camp. So it's like, I know. It's like, whatever. He'll probably get cut anyways, but still. Jeff Wilson's a veteran, so that's why I wonder, well, maybe Davis-Price will be third.
Doubtful, Ale. I don't even know who your running backs are. Sanders, Evans, Cook, Drake. Who do you have above that?
Hey, Edmonds is a good value there in Cook. I'm all about
Swift.
It's just Sanders.
That's fine. Those are good. All right, you want to grade it, Pierre?
All right, we're done. Let's get to it. Gotta put a thoughtful response here. There you go. All right. Let's start with Mr. Facts, aka Bus. Jefferson at the 1, Pittman at the 2. It's like you've watched the end game before. It does get more on brand. Like even if Chris was drafting that team, he could not be more on brand. Deontay, the 3. I'm not crazy about Deontay there. So I know Deontay, and that was Deontay ahead of Mike Williams, Cortland Sutton. I don't know, Chris. Don't you think that's a little high for Deontay?
Yeah, I mean, I just can't. I can't take him over Williams or Sutton. Probably not even Keenan, honestly. And I'm not that high on Keenan, but I think I still probably, because Keenan and him to me are kind of the same guys as far as they're not going to be the big field stretchers. They're probably not going to catch a ton of touchdowns. They're going to both need a lot of receptions. So I think I'd probably start with Keenan.
World of difference at QB, though.
Yes.
All right. So, and then of course Waddle. I mean, Waddle clearly above Deontay Johnson. But 3 is still, that's your third receiver. Fine. Eli Mitchell and Kamara. Look, that could be great value for Kamara with all this postponing, and he might not even get suspended. So we'll see. But I think that's fine at that spot. I would have taken Akers, but whatever. Hunt is fine. Hopkins and Kirk, you got some upside. Kenny Walker, I like that spot for him. Let's see. And then Dak, and then of course you just kind of just killed it at the end with the Brady pick. So we take off 1 point just for that. I probably would say for those 2 picks where I would have preferred somebody else. Look, your running backs are fine. It's just you don't have. I don't think you have a running back that really has that top 5, maybe even top 10 upside. I mean, maybe Kamara, but we're not really thinking that. So I give this actually a 7.5. All right. Let's see. Nate got CMC at the 2. So here's a real draft because we did this, right? And the sleeper thing was like it kept taking CMC first. And like there was one draft we did where Jonathan Taylor was number 3. You're like, that's not going to happen in real drafts. And here we go, Jonathan Taylor at the 3.
Yeah,
but anyways, CMC, look, it might happen. CMC number 2, Brown and Williams, Moore. I'm not off of Moore like everybody else. Like I saw a tweet today that said that the Baker Mayfield DJ Moore connection is a thing. So I'm putting stock into that, right? If it's on Twitter, it's real.
You got Mayfield doesn't even beat out Sam Darnold.
he might even beat Sam Darnold out. I mean, there you go. All right, Cam Akers, great pick. Traylon Burks, definitely getting slept on. Godwin for where he, was taken. That's fine. Dobbins, again, everyone's off Dobbins, but for where you took him, you got a lot of really good value in this draft. I will say that. A lot of good value. Cousins is good. Ertz is good. I like the values you got. Zamir White, +1 for that. This is a really strong contender. I will give it an 8.25. All right, JT at the 3 is pretty good. Debo, late second, I'm okay with that. I mean, really maybe Pittman's the only guy I would take ahead of Debo. Okay, Sutton, Metcalf, London. It's not bad. Okay, so your second running back, you got Pollard or Penny. That could work because Penny's like your home run hitter, your upside guy. Take a swing there. Pollard is going to be a little bit of a safer pick. Yeah, I mean Knox is fine because you did get him late. So this is one of those teams I think might be like a better in best ball team because of the running back situation because there's a lot of shaky picks there. The Penny, yeah, upside, but you don't know. Gainwell, week to week, you're never going to know how involved he's going to be. So this team is solid, but it's not blowing me away. I'll give it a 7.76. All right.
Wait, did you just give him a 7.76?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So it's an nice even number. All right, Chris. Najee at the 4, that's your dream. Higgins, Keenan, definitely not a typical you pick. Etienne, Mooney, the Sun God. You don't even like Waller, but you picked him. You do like Hurts. I do know that. And then, of course, you got your running backs. I probably could, with my eyes closed, tell which running backs you got. So, look, your running back situation is good because you have 2 really good starters and you have tons of upside on your bench. The receivers are fine. It's more of a floor squad at receiver than it is ceiling. But you're good at quarterback. Obviously, you got a good tight end. So, I'll give it an 8.
All right, I'll take it. I agree with everything you said. 4 wide.
Look, if I was like an Etienne truth, like people think Etienne's going to bust out and whatever, then maybe you would go higher. I'm not. I think he's fine, but I don't think he's going to score more than 5 touchdowns this year. So I think he's okay in a PPR league. But I just don't think he's like it. All right, bust or boom. Cup, bust pick there because we know Stafford's dead. Javonte, big bust pick. Terry, that's a good pick. David Montgomery, it's fine. Love Elijah Moore. Olave is good. Hawkinson is good. Murray, kind of by the book draft here, right? Like you kind of got the players where they should fall. I like it. I like the Dobbs pick there toward the end. You got some upside there. It's a solid team. I think it's a playoff contender. It doesn't, doesn't like blow me away, but it's pretty solid. I give it an 8. And then we are, let's see, Justin Gang, Eckler, Mixon, Connor, going 3 running backs in the first 4 rounds. There's a place for that. I don't think it's in a league where you need to start 3 receivers in full PPR though. Especially when Connor's your 3rd choice there. So look, Allen Robinson is fine, but not as your wide receiver 1, more as your wide receiver 2. Juju would be better as a wide receiver 3 than your 2. I like Lamar and Schultz there, but then it's a lot more iffy. Just your wide receiver group. That's the thing. If you would have changed that Connor pick to Bateman or Brandon Cooks, that would have been a much better move. So just because of that, I give it more like a 7.5. Like the talent on the team is good. It's just that kind of, that tweak in the roster construction, that's going to hurt. All right. Some unnamed team here. Gucci Mane. Let's see. Chase, that's good. Barkley, Waddle, Hall, Gabe Davis. That's honestly an amazing start. And if it makes you feel better, you did snipe me on Gabe Davis. So props for that. Kittle, Mahomes. I mean, this team, honestly, I don't remember exactly what the comment was. This actually is a scary good team.
It is good. It is good.
Yeah, this is a really good team. Ramondre, you got some upside there. Nico Collins, great pick. I'm gonna have to go with a 9. I really am. And I'm not just saying that. This is a legit good team.
It pains me that he's getting a 9, but he deserves it.
This is an all Madden worthy team. All right.
Yeah, it's a good team. Sadly.
Herb fully loaded.
Yeah,
it's
Code Blue.
Fully loaded.
Code Blue.
Okay. Dalvin Cook, I'm okay with that there. Andrews, a little early for Andrews. I probably would have taken a receiver, but it's not a bad pick. You got Hollywood, you got Cooks, you got Gage, you got Tony. All right. You got a lot of boom potential. This team, I think, is going to be a lot of fluctuation from week to week, which is not necessarily in itself a bad thing. That's just how it's going to be. You're going to be like, you got a lot of big play artists that, are going to fluctuate. AJ Dillon, that's really solid for your RB2. CEH, I mean, I don't know if you want the backup running back on the Chiefs. Trey Lance, that's a good pick, but this team is solid. It could be a contender. You can see a lot of volatility. I think a lot of it depends on Lance and guys like Tony. There's a lot of question marks here, but look, you went for upside, right? That's what we were looking for. We're looking for upside, right? Does he have a lot of upside on his team? Yeah, I think so. I'll give it a 8.1. Ale has dropped down from the top of the AP rankings the last couple of mocks. Let's see how he does this time. Okay, Swift, great pick. Evans, great pick. Judy, I think that's fine for where he went, especially consider all the receivers that were off the board there. That's insane. How many drafts does Jerry Judy go in the 3rd round, really?
Any game drafts.
Just in-game drafts. Bateman, I love that. Okay, you went Josh Allen early. You went tight end late with Freiermuth. I think that's okay. I mean, honestly, if you would have gotten Goddard before I did, and your tight end situation would have been even better. That would have been killer. You could have done that. I don't love Miles Sanders, and not just because of the quotes and whatever. It's just I've never been huge on Miles Sanders. He doesn't catch the ball very often. He doesn't get work around the goal line enough. He's got a quarterback who runs, and this team's going to pass more. So Sanders, I'm never going to love that pick, but where you got him, that's not a bad value. I do like that you backed it up with Chase Edmonds right after, right? Edmonds is a really solid pick. So that's a good value. Cook could be a good value. So the depth of your running back is a little iffy because Cook could be nothing. Drake could be nothing, so then you're left with an iffy Sanders. Edmonds is fine, but not league winner. And then you're kind of pinning your hopes on Swift. So I like almost all the picks. If you would have got her earlier, I think this team would have been a 9. So I go 8.5 because I really like the build of your team in general. And then did we confirm? No, I don't think this was a troll, right? This is a legit drafter. A little reachy on some picks, but look, started out solid. Kelsey, Lamb, Aaron Jones, Justin Herbert. That's a good start. Thielen, I think, is fine there. Lazard, it's a little early, but I get it. Look, some people are believers, so it's not a terrible pick. Gibson, that's fine for where he went, but that's the problem is Gibson now is your starting running back too. And then your RB3 is Mark Ingram, and your RB4 is Boston Scott. So the running backs are definitely questionable. And then the fact that Thielen is your number 2 instead of your number 3 wide receiver, or actually 4, right? I think, Chris, a lot of times we get Thielen as like the 4th wide receiver.
Yeah, 3rd or 4th, yeah.
Julio, a little reachy. I'm not going to lie. It's a little reachy. And then I don't think the Aaron Rodgers pick was really necessary. This is probably more of a 6'5". Just got to be honest. And then Hot Shots, I feel like his Hot Shots has drafted us before, right?
Yes, many times.
Okay. Adams Diggs, that's perfectly good start. Going 3 running backs, look, I get that. And especially if Michael Thomas does pay off, then you're set at receiver, and that's great. But the fact is, Fournette, look, fine with Fournette, but Zeke ahead of Breece Hall. I don't know, Chris, how do you feel about that? Zeke instead of
I mean, you know how I feel about that. Not good.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I don't. Those 3 running backs are like, nah, they're okay.
That's the thing. It's not even the strategy there. It's which running backs you took. Instead of Zeke, you could have had Breece Hall, or even Etienne or Akers or Kamara. And then instead of Jacobs, Jacobs is fine there. So Albert O is a tight end. Yeah, I don't think so. I think you could have Dallas Goedert there, or anybody else like Cole Kmet, or Dawson Knox. So this is more like a 7. It could have been good, right? There was a lot of good picks in there. It's just that 1 or 2 early pick, that kind of set you back. And then, of course, the tight end pick. Yeah, you also did not need a second quarterback.
No. All right, well, I'll grade you here. Henry, Chubb, Tyreek, of course. That's pretty on brand right there. Pitts, that's good. Smith, Ayuk, Renfro, Sky. All right, so you got, obviously when you go 2 running backs and a tight end in the first 4, your wide receiver is going to be a little weak, but you got some good upside shots there with those guys, so don't mind that. Singletary, Pierce, Goddard, yeah, why not? Carr, fine. And camp hype train right now. Obviously, if Henry stays healthy, he'll be awesome. Chubb is Chubb. Tyreek is Tyreek. Yeah, this is going to come down to those 4 wide receivers, right? It's going to come down to, can 3 of those guys hit for you? And if they can, this team is probably going to be really good. If not, then you're going to be scrambling, right, to try to make that up. I don't really know what you could have done unless you didn't take Chubb, I guess, but I don't know if I'd like your team better or not without that. I probably would because it's Chubb, but it's just me. But it's got upside. You got lots of upside. Like all your wide receivers have upside, except maybe Renfro, but that's fine. I'm gonna say 7.799.
All right. So let me just hypothetically, if I hadn't gone Chubb, which I probably shouldn't have gone Chubb just because I thought it was a good value there. But if I knew I could have got Breece Hall on the way back, you know what I mean? So I would have taken, who would you have taken if I take a receiver there instead and get a running back next? Would it be Hollywood or Judy?
I'd be okay with either. I prefer Hollywood, but either one I think is fine. And then, yeah, of course, it's easy to look back now and say, oh, you could have gotten Hollywood and then Breece Hall. But I don't really mind Pitts there. Pitts at the 4-5, that's great value.
Gucci Mane has a question.
I don't know. You have to ask Pierre. He graded, so you'll have to ask Pierre.
That team, I'm pretty sure got a 9. In fact, I think that was the top score of this draft, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. I think so. Every now and then, what is the old saying?
About blind squirrel.
Blind squirrel.
Yeah, I don't think the kids even know what that means anymore. Like, what are you talking about, old man? So, all right, guys. Well, maybe we'll get to see the Hall of Fame game tonight. I know it's in a weather delay right now. So, we'll see. Get to see all the backups play.
Well, still got time to get into that DraftKings thing, or maybe it's too late. I don't know. But
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it started or not.
I'm looking for a huge game from Snoop and Laquan Treadwell. That's what I'm looking for tonight.
It's definitely not too late to get in the Discord, though, so you can get in these mock drafts and can get in all the discussion all day long, pretty much all day long. Like, I wake up and my phone has like 20 notifications. It's like, it does not stop. It's like all day and all night, just football discussion. So you definitely want to be in there. It's a cool place.
Mm-hmm. All right. Another good mock, and pretty soon we're going to be doing real drafts, right? We're going to have some endgame leagues starting up soon. It's draft season is almost officially here. I mean, we got games now, so not too much longer. So we got a couple more mocks coming up, and then we're going to start doing some real drafts. So
that's right. So if you want to get in the endgame drafts, you got to get in the Discord. So look for that. Probably in the next couple of days here, I'll have those ready. So, all right, guys. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody. Nate, Jeremy, Keith, hopping on. We'll see you guys next Thursday. Have a good night.
Talk to you later, gents.
see y'all.